This is Vault 94. It was added about a year and a half ago, and it was a fun endgame concept to try and grind with either friends or random people. The issue is that the actual thing wasn't well done. Unfortunately, they removed it before they could fix anything, and now it's really just wasted potential. Today I'm going to be talking about ideas for the Vault Raid that I feel could make it better. I'm only going to be talking about things about Vault 94 only. I'm not going to be going over ideas that would help fix the raid idea as a whole, things like failure and death and how those would work, as I'll most likely go over that in a different video featuring how Vault raid idea can be fixed. So first off, we have the quests. There should be some form of quest given by an NPC. This NPC, she could have her family was taken by the mire, and so she wishes to hunt down the source of the swamp. She pinned it to be Vault 94, and she requests that you venture down here to stop the Strangler Heart. This would be a good idea to have some sort of quest that starts it off and requires you to do the raid. It shouldn't be a requirement to do the raid, but it should be a nice little optional side quest that rewards you with some goodies, perhaps a unique weapon or maybe just some vault steal or script. The way to do the raid would be by the world tab that they recently added for the daily ops, or you can just walk into Vault 94 with your raid team. Now there should only really be one enemy type in this raid. I feel like the raid was just crazy with large amounts of random enemies that weren't a part of the same group, all attacking me. There were bugs and ghouls and animals, just all attacking, which felt like an annoying cluster. Much like that they're doing with daily ops, there should be only one enemy type that attacks during this raid, that being Mirelurks and bugs. This will make the raid feel much more unique in comparison to future raids or even other things. It will also make the weapon prefixes like exterminators pretty good, as of right now, I really don't feel there's a pull towards using exterminators, but having a raid that specifically has Mirelurks and bugs will definitely make it much more interesting. On top of that, the raid would just be much more unique, and I think that's a genuinely good idea. So the first room is the marketplace. Now, dead bodies will spawn all around the room, and one of the dead bodies will spawn a drill for one player. They must use this drill to destroy the hives. Now, the drill will have a durability bar, and once the drill breaks, it will spawn back in one of the dead bodies for another player to repeat this process. Once the hive is broken, the team may proceed to the next room where a new hive awaits. This is done 3 times, as you can see by the map. There will be a lot of bugs, crickets, or blood bugs, or rad roaches, all spawning in. The team must defend the drill user, as if he gets hit while drilling, he'll stagger, which will delay the process. The legendary star indicates a guaranteed legendary enemy to spawn on the map. This would be really good for just additional rewards for doing the raid. Once the final hive is destroyed, the room is over and rewards are given. The second room is the power room. Now this room has a much more complicated idea that I think can be really fun once you get down. The objective is to turn on one of the main generators by hitting the main power activator. First, the team must locate a fusion core to place into the fusion generator A. This will open up power door A. A group must stay back then and defend the fusion generator from Mirelurks, as if they destroy it, it will destroy the fusion core. While another group goes into the new room to find a fusion core that they can place into generator B. This will open up power door B. Then the other group must take out the fusion core out of fusion generator A, which will close door A, and place it into fusion generator C, which will open up power door C. The first group must then take the core out of fusion generator B, which will close door B, and go into the control room, where the main activator will be inactive if any fusion generator is active. So the second group must take their fusion core out of their generator C, closing door C. 2 people must then activate the button, which will start the 2 main generators. The one in the center of the room is submerged in water, which I labeled D, and when the button is pressed, its shields will drop and it will start to power up. The team must then backtrack to the center and destroy the generator with their weapons before it powers up, as if it does, it will shock everyone since it's submerged and kill them all. Once the generator is destroyed, the second generator in the next room gets powered and the exit will open and rewards will be given and the room will be finished. The third room is the common place. This is where the houses are and where people lived. As you can see, there are two floors. Floor 2 is mainly railings that go around floor 1, and there's a staircase that leads down to floor 1. The Mylar Queen is blocking the exit. Her health is high, and she has Mylar hatchlings that heal her constantly. The team must use bombs to blow up some of the nests, making her health generation go down. One bomb will spawn in a bomb bag at a time. The bomb will have letter A to F. Each room will have a random radio signal 1 to 6. The terminal will tell which number and letter correspond. The team must plant the right bomb on the right nest. The terminal will also give a beat number 1 to 4. When the broadcast is listened to, it can be listened to from above the room, it will give 4 long pulses. The team must blow up the bomb at the correct pulse number in order to explode the nest. Once a bomb explodes, another will spawn, and the process will be repeated. Now, once the team thinks they got enough nests, they can start to attack the queen, even if they didn't get all the nests. Once the queen is dead, the room is completed and rewards are given. Now we go to the fourth and final room, the Overseer's office. This is the main boss fight against the Strangler Heart. Once the team enters, they must kill a few enemies until the heart opens up. Once it does, the team must attack the heart. There will be still some enemies defending the place, so make sure you keep wary of them while you're attacking the heart. After some time, the heart will spit out some gases that will cause one of 3 debuffs given to 3 players. These debuffs, as I show on the side, Strangler, Disease, Thorns, and Solar Glare, will give you more damage, but will kill you if not treated. The player who does not get a debuff must go to the terminal and tell everyone which cure station corresponds to which debuff. Then, once everyone's at the correct station, they hit a button which activates all the stations. Curing your debuffs will also cause the heart to close. Once this is done, you go to the middle and kill more enemies until the heart opens up, and the same process is repeated. This process is repeated until the heart's killed. Once the heart is killed, the raid is over and higher rewards are given than the previous rooms. Then, much like a daily op, everyone is kicked from the raid and brought back to the main game, finishing the raid. Now time for some rewards. Rewards will be given at the end of each room, and the final room, like I said, will give higher rewards. First off, we have armors. Each room gives 1 armor plan, randomly. Now, it can give a random piece or random armor. Getting duplicates of if you have the same armor piece of the same armor, and you had those plans already, instead of getting a duplicate, you would get a legendary version of that armor. So we have 3 armors. First is the Thorn armor. Now, Thorn armor causes melee attackers to bleed. It's a variant of Scout armor, and it causes melee attackers to bleed. And it increases bleed damage if sneaking, also allowing harder to detect while sneaking. This creates a really cool build where you could have a nice kind of bleed sneak build, which has good synergies with a few weapons that I'm going to show off. There should also be a different skin for this, as I felt like it was too much similar to, it was the same as the Solar Armor, and it was also just too similar to Strangler Heart. I think it would be a lot more interesting as a new skin that had like thorns wrapped around, maybe a few roses too, to show off that it's a Thor armor. Next is the Solar Armor. Solar Armor is again a variant of the Scout Armor, and it heals allies around you when you're out of combat. Allies means any non-hostile character, so either teammates or a random friendly player, or just a random friendly NPC, or even random animals such as the cows in free range, which means this can be really good for that. And on top of this, when you are healing an ally, it heals you. So if you're healing an ally with either the non-combat healing thing, it will heal you. But if you're healing an ally with any other ability, which there will be more as I show, such as a medic's prefix or a few of the other weapons I'm going to show, then it will also heal you the same amount. Meaning this is really good synergy and makes a really cool build where you get rewarded for being a medic. It also should have a skin that has flowers wrapped around it to really show that you are a healer. Next is the Strangler Power Armor. This is a variant of the Ultrasight Power Armor. It deals acid damage to all nearby enemies, and it also increases acid damage. Now, I think the skin itself looked pretty cool, but it would be so cool if there was a mini Strangler Heart, either on the chest or the stomach, or even cooler on the fusion core, just to kind of show that it's a Strangler Heart armor. Next are guns. Now, only the final room should reward a gun plan, and it should be random of one of these 3. Now, these gun variants will work a lot like the armor variants, or even I would say the fixer, which basically means that once you get the plans, it has a unique effect and a unique skin with legendary variants available. Now, duplicates, much like for the armor, will reward you with the legendary version instead of a already learned plan. First off is the Thorn's lever action rifle. This is obviously a variant of the lever action rifle. It causes enemies to bleed and to spread this bleed effect to nearby enemies, meaning you can shoot one enemy and this bleed effect will spread to a bunch of enemies. Now, as I said before, this works really well with the armor, as the Thorn armor will cause increase to bleed damage if you're sneaking. So this has really good synergy. Now I think this gun should have a unique skin that has thorns wrapped around a few roses to match the same look that the armor had, and just in general be nice and unique. The Solar Submachine Gun is a variant of the submachine gun. It has a little bit less damage, but it heals allies when you shoot at them. So if you shoot at an ally instead of an enemy, it will heal the ally. It will damage enemies but heal allies. Now this works really well with the armor, as I said before, if you're healing an enemy or ally with this weapon, it will heal you too, rewarding you for being a medic. It should also have a skin that has flowers wrapped around it, such as all different types of flowers to really, like the armor, give them more healing kind of feel. The Strangleheart minigun is quite clearly a variant of the minigun. It should shoot this gas out of the gun, causing acid damage. Kind of like what the armor does to all armed attacks, but I think it would be better if it worked only for this minigun. And because the armor increases acid damage, it will buff this Strangleheart minigun really well too. Now it should have a skin that's very similar to the armor, which has those kind of Strangleheart vines wrapped all around it. And I think it would look so, so cool if there was a mini Strangleheart at the end of the gun, the barrel of the gun, kind of where you just like opens up when you rev it, and then when you shoot, bullets come out of the mouth. That would look so cool, but it's not necessary. That would be a little hard to make, but I think that would look so cool. Next up, grenades. Now, I say grenades, but more throwables, just all sorts of throwables, and each room should have a chance to drop plants or one of these throwables. Duplicates, as we said before, will result in 10 of these throwables being rewarded instead. Now, the Thorn Trap has a base damage of 125, and this is more of a mine that you toss down. When enemies hit this, it will ensnare them, causing bleed damage to be done consistently. This works pretty well with the Thorn Armor, as I said before. It will cause bleed damage to be increased if you're crouching. Solar Grenade has a base damage of 0. You toss this, and instead of damaging anybody, it creates a puddle for 15 seconds that will heal all allies, including you, if you're inside. Now, because you're healing an ally with this, it will also heal you if you're using the solar armor. So it works really well with that. And in general, this solar grenade is something I've been wanting forever. Fallout 76 needs more of these kind of more tools rather than weapons for grenades, as I feel like grenades are really iffy to use, and I feel like having more like this, which I would more use to heal myself and my friends, would work so much better. And I feel like I would prefer using this, and it would just be so good. No matter if I'm doing a medic build or just a normal build, I would love to use a solar grenade a few times just to heal myself. And even the Thorn Trap and the Strangler Bud, which I'll go over, I think they're all really good at being better than the standard grenade. Now the Strangler Bud has a base damage of 50. You toss this onto an enemy, and it will stick a mini kind of Strangler Heart onto the enemy that would deal constant acid damage to the enemy. On top of this, if you destroy it by having your teammates and yourself shoot at it, it will blow up, causing a massive acid damage to all nearby enemies. Now, I think it should go without saying, but these should all have a unique look. Thorn Trap being more like a bush of thorns. The Solar Grenade being kind of really cool if it's just like a pulse grenade with a flower wrapped around it. And the Strangler Bud should look like a mini Strangler Heart. That would look really cool, and I think these would be awesome. And of course, you can have the plans for these. You can craft them in your own workshop, or you can redo the raid and get one of these. And all of these you should be able to craft with legendary modules at your workbench, and just be able to craft more or redo the raid to be able to get more, to grind out more. As additional rewards, simple vault steal, stim packs, XP, ammo, weapons, and inventory. I really like the idea of it rewarding you with ammo of the guns you're using, not just random ammo, but instead of the ammo you're using. I think it would be cooler if it benefited by giving you ammo of all of your favorite guns, but I really do like the idea of what ammo you're using rather than just random ammo. And of course, legendary weapons / script. The first 3 rooms should give you smaller amounts of these, but the 4th one should give you a much bigger amount, as it's the final room. You beat the raid. That's my idea for the Vault 94 raid. I do have some ideas, such as how we can fix the death and failure and all that sorts but I think I'm going to go over that in another video. Let me know if you like this, and if you didn't like it, please share it with other people. I would love this idea to blow up, as it's just a really good idea that I feel could fix the game for the better, as endgame content currently is not too high. Thank you, and please come again.